I'd like to call the meeting to order for October 20th, 2021. Start with the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay, town administrator, weekly update.
Just a couple of things for tonight. First is to let you know that swim lessons for part 2 through the rec are now available. The forms are in our office. They had a good turnout the first session, so they're on session 2. So anybody interested in that can come pick up the forms. I think the cost is $35 and the town picks up the difference. As we're talking about the rec, you can't make enough pleas. We've got to figure out what we're going to do to get some rec committee members. I mean, there's conversations about, is there going to be basketball at this point? Because they essentially have 3 members. One is very heavily involved in the PTC, so her availability is slim. The other 2, you know, are home-raising families as well. We need more members of the rec committee. Next, last week when we were talking about the filters and the new systems that Mousom put in, I did speak to Luke today and talk to him about the filters, and he said he was going to stop by and show us how to clean them, and it's something that we can just get on a quarterly schedule of cleaning them. So our new position when the handyman / transfer station employee starts, it's something that we'll incorporate into them doing.
Yep.
So.
Perfect.
We have, many of you, I know Ed for sure, knows Mr. Lynn Roberts, who passed away. He was the owner of the farmhouse. Belinda was an employee of the town's for some time, did a lot of our cleaning and miscellaneous work. Her father, Blinn, passed away, and his services are Friday. I would like to close the office for an hour. It's just up here at the church so that the town employees can show our respect to
Sounds like a good
Belinda.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Just be an hour, consider it our lunch break. We'll scoot up and scoot back as soon as we can.
Yep.
Speaking of closings, there is a motor vehicle training. Originally, it was scheduled for, closest to us was Arundel, that Kayla and I signed up for. It was on November 9th from 1 to 3. Motor Vehicles has changed everything to Zoom. In an effort to get certified and keep our pay attention, because it's difficult not to with the window, we're going to need to close for those 2 hours so we can keep up with our certification. So it'll be from 1 to 3 on November 9th, and we'll advertise that accordingly. Don't forget that Election Day is coming up, November 2nd. Polls are open 8 to 8. Absentee ballots are available. We've got the new drop box outside, and we're starting to make calls for ballot clerks. Can't stress enough for people to read the questions and read the questions thoroughly and get your answers in advance. There seems to be some confusion on some of them. And remember, on Election Day, what we can discuss is limited. So if you have questions ahead of time, let us know. And that's all I have tonight.
Okay, warrant and bills all signed up?
Yep.
Okay, good. Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda?
Seconded.
All in favor? Okay. Minutes of the last meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting, which was October 15th.
Seconded.
All in favor? Okay. Department head, committee chair updates. Guys all set?
Should be.
Will Lang, Monday and Tuesday, I got all my shoulders on my pavement on my side, been helping out and on the Sanborn over there. I think I got a truck that's been hauling from tomorrow, and hopefully next week, but we're meeting by the first week in November, and hopefully everything goes good, so.
Got it all lined up with the pit?
Yeah, we told them we're doing our shoulders and we did not, we let them know, so they got it all made, so they got enough for us, they said, so we should be in good shape.
You guys got your salt deliveries in already?
Yeah, we got 400 ton in there, we go out in the springtime, we had money left over.
Nice.
Michelle said they're using it, so we
Yep.
got 400 ton in there, so.
From what I've seen with prices, it's probably a good idea you got it in the spring.
Yeah, no, last year was a little bit later than we wanted to put it up, so
Yeah.
we got to put it up sooner, so.
Yep.
So, Will, while I have you, and I meant to mention this earlier, although you made the town report deadline in plenty of time, and I appreciate that, remember I wasn't able to open the email Yeah, you were gonna resend it to me?
Yeah,
The good news is I'm still waiting for the audit report, so, but if you could try to get that done next week, I'd appreciate it. Thanks, Will. He did, notice how I started, that he originally sent it in more than on time.
Okay, anybody else? Okay. We're gonna move down to old business, Article 43, Lakeside.
It's just on there as an FYI, so we don't forget about it. Lakeside Drive sent in their application. It was emailed to you and the road committee chair on the 15th to start looking at. Road committee chair did send me an email, trying to work out a date that works for her. She hasn't committed to one yet, but they're gonna schedule a meeting to review it.
Okay, let's see here. Down to B, audit and services.
All right, so I pulled the last file from the auditing services. On March 15th of 2019, the treasurer, in conjunction with the Board of Selectmen, went out to bid for requests for proposals. It was sent to Cummings, Lamont, McNay, Purdy, Powers, McDonald, Page and Company, RHR Smith, Smith and Associates, Runnin, Kirstein and Ouellette, Mowry and Associates, Patterson and Associates, Ballou and Company, Barry, Tabbitt, and Roy, and also ran in the newspaper, internet, and all that good places. We got 2 bids back. After reviewing the 2 bids, you received a letter from the finance director of the school and the treasurer saying that they would prefer to stay with RHR Smith. The prices were good for up to 3 years. Mr. McGurty was right last week. It wasn't a contract for 3 years, it was up to. So you'd have 1 more year. So this was the 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22. You could either go out to bid now for next year's, or you could finish the 3 years at this price and go out to bid next year for the 22, 23. So just keep in mind that it's gonna take some time to do the process. So depending on.
So we're
when you-
good for how much longer?
Well, it's a per year. They agreed to up to 3 years at these numbers. It doesn't mean you
They
have to
didn't
stick with
limit
them. No, but it doesn't mean you have to keep them for the 3 years either. You could go out to bid now if you wanted. You just have to know, the request for proposal, like if you look at the last request for proposal that we put together, we just need to tell them, what year it's gonna
Are we on our
start.
3rd year right now?
No, we're on the second year
Second year,
technically.
okay.
So,
Could go 1 more year.
one more year,
Yeah,
then
I
next
mean,
year.
We put it out to bid, we got the price. I find right now that, if we have a pretty good price,
Might wanna
we
keep
might
it.
be shooting ourselves in the foot
Yeah. Yeah.
we
I
might
had
want that extra
I had
year.
a brief conversation with Michelle today, and I believe we've had the same firm for 10 years.
I
think
didn't
that's-
double check that number.
I think that's what she said. But we've had 5 different auditors.
Right.
5 different individuals looking at our numbers in that period. So really, we've changed the auditor every 2 years. So,
Depends on how you look at it. The bid
Yeah.
recap, RKO, which was out of those that I mentioned, I read those aloud, only 2 people bid on it. And that was, I think that was important for you to know. So RKO was one that bid on it. They were at 42,000 with additional costs. RHR Smith was at 40,000 not to exceed, and that included the school and the town. And I did double check with Shapley, as I mentioned. They went out to bid this year, even ran in the Portland Press Herald and got 1 bid. For some reason, they seem to be getting away from municipal.
And honestly, they gave us up to 3 years. If you went out to bid right now, it wouldn't look good good faith on our part. It
In a
would
way,
look like
yeah.
we're looking, because there's a reason why, like they've done something wrong,
Yeah.
which they see, when our school, that's who they recommended, and we got a lot of faith in our treasurer, and that's who she recommended, so there's really no reason to go out right now for that.
Yeah, and I think that, 1 more year, and we certainly have no interest and encourage you to go out as well, but I think that looking at each year, looking at the reports, every year they come back with something. Last year's list is embedded in my mind because we spent so much time talking about it, from the contract that the previous fire chief signed, with the copier contract, all the little things. So they always find things each year, and so it's a learning curve. Anyways, it's not like they're, giving us this grade A, other than our numbers look good.
and I don't disagree that we should have different people,
Yeah, absolutely.
but the fact that we've had 5 different auditors doing our books over 10 years is,
Well, these people are certified
They
in
are.
what they do,
They are.
and, you know,
Yep,
they seem to be doing a pretty good job.
Yep.
I don't see anything wrong with what we're doing right now. Awesome. We all set with that one? Okay, we all good?
I'm good.
We'll go down to new business. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session 4056A-1 at, do we have a
Refraining from
time?
this. What's that?
Do we have a time?
6:15.
At 6:15.
I'll second the motion. All in favor? Okay.
I'm going to abstain.
Make a motion to come out of executive session at 6:25, 4056A-1.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Abstain.
Okay. Do I hear another motion?
Yes, I'm going to make another motion at, what time was it again?
6:26.
All right, so I'm going to make an executive, tired tonight, sorry. Make a motion that we go into executive session 4056A-1 at 6:25.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Abstain.
Oh. Yeah, okay, never mind. We're good. Sorry about that. Thinking ahead too far, yeah.
And Ed would like to speak.
Okay.
Going to make a motion that we come out of executive session 4056A-1 at 7:01.
I'll second that. All in favor?
I'll abstain.
Okay, so the last time, I think it's been a month and a half. How long have we posted this? We started posting this job, at least a month and a half ago.
I'd have to check. but about
And
that.
we started out trying to, do pretty much what we've had in the past, and we put the job out there. There was no interest in it. We kept running the ad and it was hopefully that somebody would apply for it. And then we decided that we were gonna have to, make this position appetizing, to get somebody to fill the position with skill. So what we did is we combined this job at the transfer station with, some handyman stuff and some other things to, make the job with enough hours to make
Right.
it an actual job.
A full-time
and-
job.
Instead of having two different people, I mean, we have somebody that comes that shovels and does that, but instead we're taking those two and putting it into one position.
So we advertised it. We had 4 people that we interviewed. Some pretty good interviews. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, we needed transfer station, what do you call it? Experience.
Experience, yeah.
Experience. And so at the end of the day, our candidate had experience and is doing the job right now, and we felt was, the way to go. So, do I announce it now? Yeah, I can announce that right now.
You can,
Yes,
I've made a decision.
So we.
made a motion, making a motion?
Okay, I'm going to make a motion. Or you want to make the motion?
I'll
Go
make,
for it.
I'll
You
make the
it.
motion.
Okay.
I'm going to make a motion that we hire Ed Walsh as our new transfer station superintendent and handyman.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
And with that being said, Ed has a few words to say.
Yes, several.
Several.
Start with, this was quite a process for the other 2 selectmen. I have stayed out of the entire process. When I did say that I was staying out of the process because I had someone close to me that was interested in it, yep, it was me. So they have agonized over this, I know. So I do appreciate everything that they did for this. And I know it was handled like any other application, any other interview process that we have had to do for whatever we were hiring. So with that said, doesn't feel like it's the best thing to be a sitting selectman being hired for this position. So with that, this is the hardest part. Effective November 5th, I'll be stepping down as selectman. So, doesn't mean to say you might see me later on at some point, but in order to take on this position right now, and I'm gonna step down. So, I appreciate everything the board's done for this, for hiring me.
Well,
do
you were
my-
the most qualified.
I'll do my utmost best to fulfill how Bob has run it and hopefully take it to the next level. So it is something that I have been doing for the last 4 years in Rollinsford. Did a lot of changes down there, only because it needed changes. This place has done a lot of things that we did down there. So, but the biggest thing is treat people like they're customers and hopefully try to recoup as much money you can from what's, recycling and whatnot. So the handyman side of it, I've owned apartment houses, multifamily apartment houses and whatnot, so repairing buildings and things like that are nothing new to me, and I'm happy to be able to do that for Acton. So, thank you.
Okay.
So the board needs to officially accept his resignation effective that date so that the clerk's office can prepare for a special election that will need to fill the position.
Okay, well, I guess I'll make a motion. We accept Ed Walsh's resignation as of November 5th.
Yes.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
And Ed, I will need something in writing from you to
You will
attach
have
to
it
your
tomorrow.
oath.
Yep.
Okay. I guess we'll move on. Abatements and supplements.
Two last abatements, I think will be the last of them, hopefully. The first one is a homestead that was missed. The property owner did in fact submit it by the April 1st date. It wasn't applied to the account, so the abatement is for the $21,250 in value of an abatement for $253.94. And the second one is for a building value of map 103, lot 24. The assessors removed $25,896, equaling in $309 in taxes, because it was found that a deck was oversized and a shed was actually listed twice on there under the sketch calculation. So those are both from O'Donnell's and Associates.
So we just need to make a motion to, let's put my glasses on. I guess we make a motion to accept both of these tax abatements. The assessed value on the map and lot 256-023 and map and lot 103-024. And total, is it 46? Nope. See where we need to.
Okay.
Okay, 3,340 and 18.
That's $309.
$309.46, and the other one is $253.94.
Second.
All in favor? Okay.
All right, I'll do one.
Oops, I already signed this one.
Did
I
one.
don't think it's here twice. Okay, where are we here? Okay, we're gonna go down to D, pole permit.
I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a pull permit before us that had an incorrect road on it, and it's
Yes.
taken CMP some time to regenerate it with the correct name on there. It was in fact for West Shore Drive, I think is what we all alluded to that evening, but we wanted the document correct.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we grant the pull permit for what's, not an address on it, but it is West Shore Drive, pole number 15. We don't really need to say the.
No, the poll number's fine, the
Yeah,
reference.
that-
Yep.
Yep, so that's where it is. It is on West Shore Drive.
Okay, I'll second that.
All in favor? Okay. Okay, we're down to resignations.
I received the following resignation last week. Dear Board of Selectmen, I, Roland Waterhouse, hereby resign from the Warrant and Finance Committee, Zoning Board of Appeals, and Cemetery Committee. Regards, Roland Waterhouse.
Make a motion, we accept the resignation.
I'll second that. All in favor? Okay.
So
West Shore
we'll
Drive signs.
I'm an advertiser's position.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, please. West Shore Drive signs. So
Do you have the email that I gave you?
I do have the email.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess was it
So
last?
email went out saying that there were some signs placed on West Shore Drive. I don't know, Will, if did you see that email? Yeah, so an email went out that, with a picture of a sign that was placed on West Shore Drive indicating that there was a corrupt committee and that stop the larger culvert or stop larger boats or something like that. Somebody made a sign and put it on one of those H's, like a political sign that you'd see. And that,
Yeah, I believe the
Would've been an
sign
end.
was, it said, stop the large culvert scam.
yeah, corrupt. yeah.
Corrupt Road Committee.
I'm just gonna say corrupt committee.
I guess,
Right.
so,
They call it bigger votes and Rock Road Committee.
okay, whatever it says.
And those things pop up here and there. I mean, we had the signs against the school at election time, and normally the signs pop up, they go away, but I think it was the response that,
Yeah, the response, I don't know if this was an accident, but the town administrator was CC'd in it, our road commissioners, the road committee, the selectmen weren't, so.
Actually, I'm on
Conveniently. So, let me see here, I'm gonna read the first one down here. Just wanna let you all know that the sign was posted on West Shore Drive near Goose Pond. It was taken down. There was a response by a committee member in this town. Wow, my response would be to call Lee and ask him in very plain language what the F is going on. Of course, it would be Winchell after Wednesday night's slaughter. Sending you hugs. Okay. This is on a town website, town email that's being sent around, okay? Accusing a select board member of putting signs up about the bridge on West Shore Drive. Classy. And so obviously I'm gonna respond to this because this did go out to all the committees. And unfortunately, I don't believe this individual is this stupid to actually do that on purpose. I think it's probably a mistake, but before they click go, they might want to read where they're sending it. Because this did get forwarded to me, because when it gets forwarded to our town administrator, I get it. So I have nothing to do with West Shore Drive's culvert. I'm staying out of it. I don't own property on West Shore Drive. I don't go boating on Square Pond. The only thing as a selectman I'm worried about is getting the tax money from the camps and stuff on that road. That's all I care about, okay? We're leaving this up to the road committee and the road commissioners. And for the person that sent that, they should be ashamed of themselves. Thank you. So we're gonna move on from that. Voter safety class.
I received an email from Richard Jagger. So, let's see. remember how Mr. Anderson used to do the boater safety courses here, and that was before we kind of had the policy in place on the fees. I guess we're just looking for you to waive it. So Mrs. Rue, I'll be teaching the class sponsored by Mousom Lake Region Association, certified by Maine Fishing. The class will be open to all but promoted by MLRA. A fee will be charged in the amount necessary to offset any expenses of renting the space plus limited refreshments. We're not doing this for financial gain, but for public service, 25 students per class. They're looking to pretty much do it, the Mousom Lake Regional would like to sponsor as many as boating classes on Saturdays in 2022, if possible. So they're looking as a nonprofit for you to waive the fee and let them use the hall for the boating classes.
Didn't we do that with Bob?
Yeah.
Well, I think that before, I don't know if he might have started doing that before with the fee in place, so he kind of rolled over.
You know, it's beneficial to the people in town. I'm sure we get people from out of town and all that, but I mean, it's an educational thing. It's no different than when we have our DEP things here and this and that. We waive them.
It's open for everybody.
Yeah, so-
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, I'll tell him.
We don't have to make a motion on that, right?
No.
Okay. Public comment. Anybody? Okay. Going once, going twice. I guess we're gonna go down to announcements. Okay. October 20th, Select Board, Board of Selectmen, 6 o'clock. October 21st, Planning Board, 6 o'clock. October 25th, Planning Board of Appeals, 6 PM. October 27th, and Capital Improvement, 4:30. October 27th, Board of Selectmen, 6 o'clock. You guys got anything that you want to share?
I think I've shared enough.
I forgot to tell you before, I'm sure you've heard by now that the town administrator in Chapley is leaving after 25 years, Miss Carla. And we're inviting you over next Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. She's done a lot of work for the town of Acton over the many years, so I would invite you over, and certainly anybody from the public that knows Mrs. Carla, to wish her well.
What time on Tuesday?
6 o'clock next Tuesday.
Yeah, she helps us with our general assistance and stuff.
She helps us with our general assistance, which she's going to continue to do. She's actually going to work for another municipality after 25 years. But yeah, she's helped us with a lot of things, so I think that it would be respectful for us to, for one of you to show.
Yep. Okay.
We should give her something, a card or flowers or something,
I'll
even though
come up
she's staying on for us, but still
Yeah.
just for thanking
An
her.
appreciation, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a little about her. I'll see if I can find something.
Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Seconded.
All in favor? Okay, good night, everybody.